Good afternoon and welcome to Up Notts. I'm Jake Brigstock. Coming up, you'll find out why one of the world's top Ironman triathletes is encouraging cancer patients to run, walk or jog 5 kilometres.
There's so much evidence that exercise is beneficial for people undergoing cancer treatment or after cancer treatment on a whole number of levels in terms of getting through their treatment, obviously the psychological well-being, the social side of it.
And a city councillor kicks off his mission to read to 5,000 children in 50 days by telling a story at the top of a Sneinton windmill.
Having books in their home, having stories read to them, learning to love books at an early stage is really important.
But first up this afternoon, it's the story of a young man who's transformed since he discovered sport. Cian grew up showing all the signs of autism and first went along to a boxing class 3 years ago. Now, his dad says he's almost completely unrecognisable. Danielle Hall went to meet him.
It may be hard to believe now, but before Cian discovered boxing, he struggled with his coordination and couldn't hold eye contact with other people. Then one day his dad brought him along to the Nottingham School of Boxing and they've never looked back since.
It's taken a long time. It took Cian about 6 months to learn to skip. But the transformation is amazing. All of a sudden they learn the fine motor skills through the footwork and the coordination with their eyes and their hands. And I think once they start to get that way, they start to feel confident. And then the confidence, it's just made him better. But not just this, everything. Cian now plays a lot of sports and loves it. Not just this, team sports where he has to mix with other kids. It's just amazing.
Cian comes to boxing classes here 3 times a week. But what is it about the sport that he loves the most?
I just love being fit, healthy and just enjoy doing it. I like sparring, it just feels sensational, the only way to say it. I just like it. It just makes me feel where I want to be, and at that moment it just feels absolutely great.
And it's not just his family who've been blown away by the progress he's making. The staff here couldn't be more proud of him too.
Today Cian is a confident young man, completely transformed, and his dad said it's got phenomenal results in school now with his engagement, with his attention span, and this is all about the power of sport, what the power of sport can do alongside mentoring, alongside being inclusive and alongside opening the door for absolutely anybody. It's very important for us to make sure that people understand that this is for everybody. It doesn't matter what you have, what disability you have, what condition you have, you can come here, you can participate and you can be part of the Nottingham School of Boxing family.
He may only be 10 years old, but Cian's already got some big dreams of a career in the sport.
I like it because just getting punches and being able to do stuff, and it's just nice. When people say, boxing's a fighting skill, it's actually more a sport than but it's good for your discipline and defence. You always feel confident in yourself, and that's the bit I like most.
A city councillor setting out on a mission to read to 5,000 children in just 50 days. He'll read to kids in classrooms, children in hospital nurseries and many more, aiming to raise £5,000 to give free books to city kids. But he started at the top of a windmill, as you do. Alice Scarf has more.
Labour councillor David Mellon started his challenge today at the top of Green's Windmill in Sneinton. His first audience was pupils from the Sneinton Church of England Primary School.
I think it's important for all children, but in Nottingham we're really concerned to give children the best start in life, and therefore having books in their home, having stories read to them, learning to love books at an early stage is really important. And that's why I'm doing this challenge to try and raise money for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which sends books to children from birth to their 5th birthday through the post every month.
Kids who have benefited from the scheme are 28% more likely to be ready to start school at age 5.
There's lots of electronic toys. If you look at the adverts on children's TV, very rarely do they advertise books. And so children can go through early life without receiving those learning from stories that perhaps every child had 50 years ago. It's also, books are expensive, and so for families on limited income, there's not necessarily spare money to buy books for children. Obviously we've got a network of libraries in Nottingham, but it's also good for children to have books of their own. I used to be a teacher, and it's nice spending time with children in the way that I can over this challenge time. I think it just galvanised some interest in reading and hopefully raising some money for the charity so that we can get more children on the scheme.
That's 29 down, but 4,971 to go. Good luck, David. Alice Scarf for Notts TV.
Good luck indeed. Next, an initiative that's helping cancer patients and nurses reap the benefits of exercise took over the Forest Recreation Ground this weekend. Backed by one of the world's best Ironman triathletes, 5K Your Way is showing how treatment and recovery can be aided by getting out and about in the fresh air, as well as helping sufferers and their families see some light in what is undoubtedly one of the toughest periods of their lives. Charlotte Swindells went to find out more.
Gearing up for a 5K with a difference. This group of local runners are being joined by cancer patients and the nurses. It's part of 5K Your Way, an initiative showing the benefits of exercise for treatment and recovery. Something which one of the organisers knows all too well.
I was diagnosed with cancer 6 years ago at the age of 24, and I realised, the power of the body and mind, and actually being physically active and moving more, the benefits it had. So on the side effects of treatment, my mental health, getting out there in the outdoors made me feel a lot better. So I think, it's been 6 years in the making, this is why we wanted to set something like this up so that people could come experience it.
Whether you walk, run or jog, it's all about getting active, and with support from a cancer doctor who's also one of the world's best Ironman triathletes, they're making sure that it's enjoyable for everyone.
Basically, we're just trying to encourage anyone who's been affected with cancer, either a patient or someone who's finished cancer treatment, a friend or family who's been affected with it, and oncology staff to come down to a local park run the last Saturday of every month, walk it, jog it, run it, cheer it, and just meet people who are in the same boat. There's so much evidence that exercise is beneficial for people undergoing cancer treatment or after cancer treatment on a whole number of levels, in terms of getting through their treatment, obviously the psychological well-being, the social side of it, we're just trying to provide an avenue for people to get together once a month and be active in a fun setting.
You can do half a lap if you want to, you can just come and cheer, you can come and volunteer, and I think that what's most important is it's a part of an already existing community that is park run, so it's kind of like a coffee morning with a difference.
Seeing the initiative join up with the regular park run was a welcome addition for many of those taking part.
I think that's absolutely brilliant, because not only can you run these park runs, you can walk them as well. So depending on how you're recovering, you can run or walk.
It's not only physical exercise, but it's mental exercise as well.
Yeah, they help, because you see the other people, their survival, and I'm not only one person.
It's a very good social event as well. People are very friendly, and then we go for a cup of coffee afterwards.
More and more people are getting involved and realising the benefits, and organisers are hoping for more exciting things in the future.
We're growing already more than we ever thought, so I think it's kind of setting this up around the whole of the country in a lot of locations is our dream, and we want to also empower ambassadors to come to us and say, I want to take this on and I want to deliver it in my local town or place. I think that's really important to do that as well.
Charlotte Swindells for Notts TV.
Now for something you'll see more of in today's show at 5:30. With January drawing to a close, we've spoken to a counsellor and to a fitness expert to ask how you can make your New Year's resolution last longer.
Breathe in. Breathe out. It's important not to be too rigid. Your goals might change. Sometimes it's easier to just say, no, I'm not going to do it, rather than you can just think about, do I need to change this a little bit? Is this right for me? It's important to kind of accept that sometimes it is going to be more difficult.
It's actually all about building good habits. If you rely solely on motivation, that will often, life gets in the way. So it's easy for that to wane, and it will do. Even for someone like myself, who I work in a gym, I'm not always motivated to work out, but it's about creating habits so that you kind of have created that habit, so you always end up going to the gym, just what you do.
Time for your sport now. Nottingham Forest have appointed Roy Keane as their new assistant manager. He started his playing career with the Reds back in 1990 and went on to make more than 100 appearances. Now he joins manager Martin O'Neill's backroom staff with immediate effect. Keane says the job will not be easy, but he's more than up for it.
But when Martin got the job and obviously gave me a shout, I thought, yeah, listen, once a few things fell into place, I was ready for it. But it's not going to be easy, but we'll have a good go. Obviously, I've huge respect for Martin and the club, so it just fell into place nicely, and looking forward to it.
Well, winger Matty Cash scored Nottingham Forest's second of the game early in the second half in the 3-1 win over Wigan at a sold-out City ground on Saturday. He thought the win was vital for Forest to stay in the playoff contention. The result boosted the Reds to 9th in the Championship and now just 4 points behind the playoff pace.
Fully deserved, yeah. I think we worked really hard. I'm pleased for the gaffer as well. Everyone in it together and stuff, and it was a great win, yeah.
I wonder how much the club needed it as well, given what happened last week and the pressure there seems to be around at the moment, the pace you've slipped off the playoffs at the moment, how important it was for the club.
Yeah, it was massive. Obviously, being around the playoffs now, you need to pick up as many points as possible, and especially in your home games as well with the crowd we got here. I think 29,000 is fantastic, and yeah, we got to see it as a positive and sort of stride on it. Yeah, so it's good.
That's all for now. Richard Spurt is back on your screen on Up Notts at 5:30 this evening. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.